Hello, 8th grade mathematicians, and welcome to virtual math class. Today we're going to be talking about points on a line. So we're going to be determining if a point is on a line. So the objective for today, students will be able to determine if a point lies on a line. And like I said, we will be using slope, so make sure you remember how to do that. So example number one, our first question is, what is the slope of the line? This should be pretty easy because we've done this every day so far this week. So our vertical distance is 5. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my horizontal distance right here would be 4. So what would my slope be? 5/4, that's correct. So is the point 1620 on the line? So this is where it gets into our new material. So the point 16, I would go way over here and I'd be at 16 on my x-axis because that's my x coordinate. And then I would be way up here at 20 on my y-axis. We're going to act like that would be where 16 and 20 would be at, even though it's not. So if I have 16 and 20, I am going to, my vertical distance then would be from 0, because this is 0 on my x-axis, and on my y-axis, it's 20. So my vertical distance would be 20, and my horizontal distance, I'm going from 0 to 16. So that would be a distance of 16 on bottom. So does 20 over 16 equal 5/4? So I can divide 20 divided by 4 would be 5, and 16 divided by 4 would equal 4. So since that is both dividing by 4 on top and bottom, that means that it's going to be proportional, right? So that means that yes, it will lie on the line. So I do the same thing for 20, 24. So I would go to 20 on my x-axis, and then I would go to 24 on my y-axis. So my vertical distance would be going from 0 to 24. So that's 24. And then my horizontal distance is from 0 to 20, and that would be 20. So does 24/20 equal 5/4? No, it does not, because I cannot divide by the same number, because 20 divided by 5 would equal 4, but 24, I divide by like 4 point something. So those would not be proportional. So they need to be proportional because they need to have the same slope, because any points on the line, for it to be on the line, would have to have the same slope. So no, that point does not lie on that line. So does the point 80, 100 lie on the line? So then I would go to 80 on my x-axis, and I would go to 100 on my y-axis. So my vertical distance, I'd be going from 0 to up to 100. So my vertical distance is 100. My horizontal distance, I'm going from 0 to 80. So it would be 80. And does 100 over 80 equal 4/5? Yes, because I can divide both the top and the bottom number by 20, and 100 over 80 would reduce down to 5/4. So if they're the same, then yes, they do lie on the line. So that basically is today's lesson. So on this one, this point where it passes through the point 0, 0, not all of them will. So not every time will we just be able to look at what our x and y coordinate is and see what the horizontal and vertical distance is. So our next example will be an example where it doesn't pass through 0, 0. Okay, so example 2. So our first question says, what is the slope of the line? So I can draw my little triangle right here. So my vertical distance would be 1. My horizontal distance would be 2. So what is my slope of the line? 1/2. Great job. So does the point 20, 13 lie on the line? So this one's a little bit tricky. So if I'm at 20 on my x-axis, which would be way down here, but I'm just for act like this is point 20. So I'd be at 20 on my x-axis. So right now I am at 0 on my x-axis. So what would the distance be between 0 and 20? 20. So my horizontal distance would be 20. But then my vertical distance, or my y coordinate is 13. So if I'm at 20 on my x axis and I'm at 13, I'm just going to put it over here on by the y axis. That way we can see. So right now, my point, I can see that I'm at 3 on my y axis. So what is the distance between 3 and 13? 10. So my vertical distance is 10. So what would the slope of this line be? It would be 10 over 20 because it's my vertical distance over my horizontal distance. And now, does 10 over 20 equal 1 over 2? Yes, it does, because I can divide the top by 10, and 10 divided by 10 is 1. And I can divide the bottom by 10 because 20 divided by 10 equals 2. So does the point 2013 lie on the line? Yes, it does. So not every line will pass through the origin. So not every line is going to start at the point 0, 0. So on every one, I can't just like write the ratio 20 over 13 because that doesn't represent my horizontal distance and my vertical distance on every one. Okay, so last example. So our first question is, what is the slope of the line? So everyone should know this by now. We can do our little triangle, and then our vertical distance is 2, our horizontal distance is 4. So we would have the slope of 2 over 4. However, what does that reduce down to? You are correct. It reduces down to 1/2. So now if we have, does the point 10, 5 lie on the line? So again, we look at where our line begins. So we are at the point 0, 1. So we're at 0 on our x-axis and we're at 1 on our y-axis. So if I go to the point over here, it would be 10 and then 5. So I would still be going over 10. So my horizontal distance would still be 10, but my vertical distance, I'm only going from 1 to 5, right? So what is the distance from 1 to 5? That's 4. So my slope would be 4 over 10. And does 4 over 10 equal 1/2? No, it does not, because to get from 1 to 4, I divide by 4, but to get from 10 to 2, I divide by 5. So that would not have the same slope, so therefore does it lie on the line? No. So then I do the same thing for the point 12, 7. So the point 12, 7, I would be at 12 on my x-axis. So I would be going from 0 to 12 horizontally, and 0 to 12, that distance would be 12. So that's my horizontal distance. But my vertical distance, I'm going from 1 to 7. And from 1 to 7, that distance would be 6. So does 6 over 12 equal 1/2? Yes, it does, because I can divide 6 and 12 by 2 to get 1/2. So yes, it does lie on the line. Now, does the point 2015 lie on the line? So if I'm at 0 if my line starts at 0 on my x-axis and I go to 20 on my y-axis, that distance would be 20. So my horizontal distance is 20, but then if I'm at 1 on my y-axis and I go to 15, that would only be a distance of 14, because from 1 to 15 is 14. So then does 14 over 20 equal 1/2? No, it does not, because I would divide 14 by 14 to get to 1, and I would divide 20 by 10 to get to 2. So does the point lie on the line? No, it does not. So now, what other point lies on this line? This is my challenge question to you. So think about the points that we have. So the ones that did lie on the line was 12, 7, and then we have 2, 2, and 6, 4. So, and I have a slope of 1/2. So I'm going up 1 and over 2 every time, and I would have another point. So what is another point that would lie on this line? Once again, I am so proud of each and every one of you. You guys are doing awesome. I love seeing the work that you're doing. Keep up the good work, and let me know if you need any help or if there's anything that I can do to help you.